what would be the tips from the point of view of multiple choice? You have first-hand experience of the assessment. What would be just few tips, possibly focus on the most essential?
Well, for me, I suppose, like, of course, you have to like revise properly on the substantive, substantive part of the law. But other than that, because everybody knows how to study law anyway, we all do. So I think some pragmatic approach that I would like to highlight. First of all, I would say the same thing to my son, like just making sure, like, the whole time that you have been preparing for SQE1, for the multiple choice question, if you can just start making some notes, revision notes that you could then use at the time of the exams. Because if you have to go back to the few days before the exam, it would be impractical to go back to all of your normal notes, the longer books or reading materials. So as soon as you start your preparation for SQE1, if you could make like revision notes, like shorter notes of every topic that you are going through, that would be helpful for the last day of your revisions, or even the night before the actual exam. That would be very helpful. Secondly, in terms of pragmatic approach of actually answering questions for the multiple questions exams, multiple choice test or multiple choice questions, I would recommend, like, for example, reading the actual questions first before reading the facts, because normally we would read from the top, reading the facts, and then you read the actual issue or actual questions, and then, okay, so this is the question, and then you have to repeat reading the facts on top. I feel like that could be not very helpful for you in terms of answering your questions under pressure, because you have to answer all the questions for a very limited time allotted for the exam. So I would recommend like reading the questions first, the issue, the main questions, before going on top of the questions, reading the facts. So reading the
answers at the bottom. You suggest first to read the actual questions and the options.
The actual questions. No, not the options. It's just the questions and then the facts. Okay. Because it's faster to observe. It's faster to observe the facts, and then you can proceed with the options rather than reading the facts first and then the questions and then the options. Because if you do it that way, sometimes it's counterproductive in terms of time, because you have to reread again the facts. It's like, okay, so this is the question, so you have to go back on top of the questions and reread the facts. So it's kind of like you're losing time for a particular exam. So that's another tip that actually I've been telling this to my son already, throughout his time of studying law. Like, okay, so this is my recommendation, to make sure that you finish the exam as fast as you can, because it's all about being able to answer everything on time. Because even if you are super well prepared, but you lost time because you just like,
it's the worst when the person stucks with a particular question, and spends too much time on that. It's also about time management, so it's better to skip.
Yes, time management. Yes, and the skipping, yes, if you can skip as well. Yeah, that's another one that I would like to highlight, actually. Like, do not concentrate on the questions that you can't answer straight away. Just concentrate on the ones that you can answer straight away, because you know the answer, and then just go back to the ones that I'm not very sure about this, and then if you have more time, and then you can go back to those. And I think you can flag anyway the ones that you can't readily answer. You can flag them anyway, and then it's easy to just go back to the question that you can't answer immediately. It's just it's because you just have to maximize your time in answering the questions.
Yeah, the system permits you to flag them, and then
yes.